Good morning, Virgo. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Virgo, this is going to be your June 2024 reading. This will be for your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus cross watcher. If that is you, welcome to the channel as well. Guys, always discern the messages accordingly. Timing is exactly as it needs to be. So when you're coming across this video, that's when it's meant for you, right? And again, discern the messages accordingly too. So there you go. All right, with that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's liked, shared, subscribed, and commented to the channel. Those of you who have booked personal readings with me, I appreciate each and every single one of you. You guys have kept me extremely busy, and I am grateful for that, so thank you. All right, Virgo, let's just jump right on into it. There's a focus in your energy. What that focus is yet, I'm not sure. Spirit is, we're working on it here this morning. So, all right, Virgo, let's see what's going on for you all. Apparently a lot, apparently a whole lot. You know, I was getting this feeling before I turned the camera on of a little bit of deception, and funny enough, as those cards fell, the bottom one was deceit. So we're going to see how this plays out for you. I've been picking up a lot of that deception energy. I did a collective reading yesterday, and in it I talked about things being exposed. So as a collective message, you know, there's a lot coming to light right now in general. Obedience and summoning. With this, Spirit is saying that there's a restriction that you are creating, probably to protect your peace, protect your space. I feel like you could have, there's a little bit of finger pointing going on too. Not sure what that's about yet, but you know, be mindful of that energy, things coming back from the past cycles. As I say that, something, always saying, right, something opening, something closing, doesn't mean, I feel the need here lately to reiterate this to all signs. So often you hear readers talk about openings and closings of cycles, chapters, whatever. Understand that cycles can flip around pretty quickly. It's going to be in various areas of your life. It's not just this one big picture kind of thing. So just be aware as you're discerning the information that's coming out in this reading, what part of your life this is resonating with, rather than seeing it as a whole thing. Okay, I hope that's making sense the way I'm describing that to you. But it's very important to know that, okay? Wishing underneath the deck. I kind of feel like there's a little bit of like hermit mode happening here. There's something here in regards to fulfillment that it's like, it gives me this energy of like the Five of Pentacles in the Light Seers deck, where she's sitting there, head over her knees, kind of bundled up in herself, and there's a key behind her to this door that says, here you can unlock your potential, right? You can unlock this feeling of loss and loneliness or lack. And that wishing card is kind of giving me the same vibe right now of that Five of Pentacles energy of, you know, you've got the right to free yourself from something. I do feel like there's a particular situation here, Virgo, that you just may not be making any movement on right now, kind of torn as to whether or not you're going to, like, you know that it's not a good fit for you, but yet you're not letting go. I just keep seeing the emotional aspect of this disappointment that comes in with that. So we'll see how this plays out for you guys. But 2 10s right off the bat, feathers, messages, clouds, and mystical. These are, Spirit is saying, omens to what the future is going to hold. And I'm going to tell you, without certainty, they say, good luck in incubation. Cat coming in and out. To me, this message is these feathers. When we talk about an omen, Spirit is saying that this omen is indicative of what you continue to take on at this point is what you're going to continue to receive. So if there's this feeling of lack in a particular situation, and I do feel like it may be tied to a person that you've distanced yourself from. This could be family that you have opted to just kind of remove yourself from, like a group, a specific person, a particular situation, and it's like you're finding that the disappointment to that is really very much there, right? So it's like, but you have to remember that what you've gotten from a particular area of life that's leaving you feeling this way is one that if you continue to invest in it, you're going to get the same result. So there is a need for this change to occur, but it's kind of like you're stuck in this, the way I would see this is like You know, we talk about, or we've seen in movies, we'll say, that it's like when people pass away, they get caught in between the worlds, right? They're not quite sure where they're to go or whether they're to stay, or, you know, things like that. That's kind of how this feels to me. Is like you're in this period, in this space right now of, do I go, do I stay? Because this meant something to me. And Virgo, if it's leaving you feeling like you're in longing or you're in lack or you're in disappointment, why would you stay? Okay, I think that's really the key point here is like, it may be hard to see the other side of what happens or what new things are going to come in. I've talked about that quite a bit lately too, is in order to make room for new things, we have to let the old things go, right? There's only so much of our energy that can be taken up by all of these different things, and you're being asked to let these things go so that you can do more and have more than where you've been. So, I mean, I don't think that, I'm going to say this though, I don't think that it's a bad energy. It's just an energy right now that you need to resolve yourself to and accept. It's like a need of acceptance, to accept where a particular situation or venture with other people or person has brought you to, and go, this is not, Spirit is saying, not for the healthiest reasons. You know, that could be some kind of codependency in that, in a way. But it's the need of belonging, that it's kind of like, you know, I want it to belong to this, but it's, you know, Spirit is redirecting your energy, they're redirecting your focus. But I do feel like you're looking back to the past. So let's see what else comes up here. We've got the second chakra, which is the sacral chakra, if I could think this morning, and then contract. So you can see that card is like the Libra Justice card. Also see that a little bit as Hierophant energy with that contract as well. There could have been an abrupt ending to conversation or communication is what I'm getting. There could have been a just an abrupt change to that. Yeah, carrying connections and anxiety. There is a need here, Virgo. I'm going to reiterate this. There is a need to let go of this. And it's like, I think deceit. You could have been, that's the second time I've seen deceit come out within, you know, 3 decks. So this could have been, this is interesting. This could have been lies around money, home, security, your stability, your foundations, what you knew to be true. But there's something very much about somebody taking advantage of a particular situation. And this could be what brought this abrupt end to conversations, communication for you. And it's like, it's almost like the sense of betrayal. How could somebody that I trusted so much be the one person to do me that way, right? And that is a part of a grieving process. It is part of needing to accept that this is, somebody has showed you exactly who they are. And I remember that the Spirit keeps kind of taking me back. I want to say it might have been around October-ish last year when I was doing some of the reads for Virgo. That energy kept popping up. You could be dealing with a person or a situation from that time period still. What has changed about this? Because it's like this cycle will continue to repeat until you decide to make some kind of movement. Hang on, I'm going to shut this door real quick. Okay, Virgo, sorry about that. It was too loud. I didn't like it. So yes, in regards to that, like, again, you could still be dealing with something from that time period. Behind the deceit has to do with that root chakra, and then a man holding heart. So some of you could be dealing with a masculine energy that has either, you know, just kind of uprooted your stability. For maybe a couple of you, Spirit is saying that a spouse or a partner in life could have walked out of nowhere, taken a lot of things that weren't necessarily theirs to take, right? So some difficult energy that you're dealing with, but this is also something that has shown itself before. You could have had some premonition to this happening, or had that gut intuitive feeling that something in regards to this behavior, idea, or action that was taken was coming, you know, was going to come to fruition one way or another. So I don't know, that's a tough one, Virgo, right? Like, we deal with people. Some of you could have spent 18, 19 years, some of you 18, 19 months. 14 is another significant number here as well. There you go. The World card and the Ace of Cups. Something in reference to love, an emotional connection coming to a close. Again, you could see this as something that is extremely difficult. And I've seen this a lot lately, we're having a hard time understanding that these chapters that close out may feel extremely difficult, but they are for our higher good. They're going to bring in something better. It is a successful completion to something, even if we don't see it in that light. So it's like, if you were, extreme example here, if you were in an abusive relationship and one day that person just decides to walk out on you, your world as you knew it is completely upended, but the reality of it is that your world was also a shit show, and this change that's occurred may feel disastrous, but in the long run, it's going to serve your higher good. So, you're going to be better off. There's a lot of questions Spirit is saying around will someone love me? Will someone be there for me? Do not question your value and worth based upon somebody else's actions towards you. We went from the Six of Wands to the Ten of Wands in the current energy. It's time to release those burdens, and then the Three of Swords coming out. So I don't know what group of you I've tapped into. Nine of Wands. It's been a long, tedious journey. You could have been dealing with third parties. This could even pertain, if it is work related. Maybe there's been a grand exit of either a person or a job shift or change that was, I don't want to say unanticipated, because I do think that you had some kind of knowledge around this happening, some kind of awareness that something was not quite right, that could have been brought again through dreams or premonitions, gut feeling, right? Your intuition talking to you, leading to disappointment and heartbreak. So going from that Six of Wands where things may have felt good for a while, some of you could have also been spending that time, since I said like back in October-ish, I think it was, trying to repair relationships with people and thinking that things were on good terms or they seemed to be successful. You could have had other people talking behind your back and, whispering things about, it's like, if somebody had cheated on you, right? We're going to go this route as an example. If somebody had cheated on you and you decided to work it out, it's like, small town news. People could have been talking about it behind your back. And I can't believe that he or she or, whatever, got back together with this person. And oh my gosh, it was like almost like other people were looking for a downfall here for you in some way. And that sounds really fucked up, right? But unfortunately, reality is we deal with things like that all the time because people have their own insecurities and jealousies, and again, has nothing to do with you but says everything about them. So that could be a large part of what was going on here. I do think, don't have a whole lot of cards of communication here on the table, but I do get this feeling that other people could have been in either this maybe a managerial role's ear or a person in your life's ear, kind of creating a little bit of conflict where there was already doubt, right? So it's like you ever doubt yourself and then you go to a friend or something and you listen to it, and you listen to them and you take their advice, and then you have a more skewed perspective. So I think whoever you were dealing with, as I say that, the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, that's kind of what they were allowing to happen. It's like they can't think for themselves. And, ultimately it's leading you to this place of feeling like you've been lied to, cheated, come up short in things. And yeah, you've got legitimate reason to feel that way. But you also don't want to stay in this kind of energy either. Okay. 10 of Wands coming out on top of the 6 of Wands. It's like, let's let bygones be bygones. Let's move past this particular situation. Let's move on and move forward. Let's light the path forward. I'm willing to take on these burdens and make a strong effort to make this change with you for the purpose that we can be victorious in something. We can do better in something. 4 of Cups, it's almost, saying you can lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink. Feeling like this idea of being somebody or something being strong-armed into something as well. So it's, if that's, maybe you were really pushing for something to work out and you kept going at it and going at it and going at it. 4 of Pentacles. I'm hearing biting the hand that feeds. 3 of Cups. Somebody here could have been easily playing games, and I talk about that third party situation, right? It doesn't have to be like somebody messing around. You know, third party is anything outside of your energy and the person that you're dealing with's kind of energy, right? So anything outside of that union that comes together for whatever reason it might be, whether, again, work, family, friends, whatever. But it's like somebody else was kind of tempting another person in some regard here, going, hey, this is the better option. This is the better choice. Let's do this way. And it's like, and I talked about, you know, somebody being in their ear. You take a look at that Three of Cups. There's that guy right dead in the center, and he's got people on both sides of him that are telling him all the Spirit saying all the things that he wanted to hear. So, you know, you could be, I really do get this feeling of you dealing with somebody that was extremely insecure. What is this Ten of Wands about in the present energy, Spirit? Six of Cups. Talked about that past. Doesn't have to be, but this is, Spirit is saying childhood connection for some of you with the King of Pentacles. I'm going to tell you, I don't typically see the Six of Cups, and there comes the Five of Swords again. I don't typically see the Six of Cups in a negative sense, but with this, for some reason, it's kind of like an apology that had come through. Somebody trying to make themselves to be something that they were not, with this King of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. For them to have to be loyal to a situation, dedicated to a situation, it was like a lie to you, a lie to themselves, that they were really going to put in a full-fledged effort. The Six of Cups, Spirit is screaming at me, apology. It was an apology, it was an apology, it was an apology, because they wanted to feel like they had mastered it. You know, the King of Pentacles is a masterer of the pentacle. He's mastered all of those things. Great and skillful and stuff, but it's like, when you're dealing with people like this is a facade. So this facade of, this is who I am, so I'll just give you a little bit. It's that breadcrumbing kind of energy. I'm going to give you a little bit. I'm going to give you a half-assed apology. You know, you see the look at this, the face of this guy on this card. There's a lot of worry in that for him. And, you know, she's kind of like, oh, wow, look, you know, this is lovely, and these flowers are beautiful, and I appreciate it. But there's still those Five Cups. That Five Cups is loss, regret, worry, feeling displaced on an emotional level. But in order to regain some sense of control, having to stand in that King of Pentacles energy, or trying to stand in that King of Pentacles energy. That Five of Swords is like, there were no pure intention to this. They weren't being honest with you. They weren't being honest with themselves when they made some kind of commitment to something here. It was probably guilt related. But yet it's like they keep getting pulled back and suckered back into the things that are kind of in their shadow side. And there you are, Virgo, being sucked right back into it. But I do feel, what I will say to you is, I do feel like you're holding your ground, because you're not, you might be looking at the past, right? You might be looking at these situations in whatever avenue of life this pertains to you, and going, okay, like, I see this for what it is. And I feel like the heartbreak, this Three of Swords that's sitting here in the future energy, is addressing those things, right? You're addressing the mental anguish. You're addressing the hurt of the pain in the heart space here that says, this is really fucking disappointing to me. This breaks my heart that this is where we are. You know, I don't know what to do to fix this, but I also don't see you running back to it as I had in the past. I just see you kind of in this space of, do I let go? Do I move on? So I don't see you really doing a whole lot with that energy as it stands right now. You're feeling pretty wounded over it. And it's been a long fought journey for you. And then with this Three of Swords, Six of Swords, you know, the desire to want to move on into calmer waters. Spirit is saying calmer air. It's like trying to find a way forward mentally. It's like you're trying to decipher this situation on a mental note. A lot of swords here. Three of Swords, Six of Swords, Knight of Wands. Either way, that Six of Swords, that Three of Swords, Nine of Swords, reliving, replaying, thinking about it, stressing you out, keeping you up at night, right? Knight of Wands, and then underneath that, the Queen of Swords. You are, as I said that, look at this. Ace of Swords, Three of Swords underneath that. There's a lot of thought and consideration, I think, that you're giving to a situation in regards to this in-depth betrayal of a particular aspect of life. And for some of you, this could have been, it's like a point of no return. And part of that sitting right now in this void, the way that they're showing this to me over and over again, is a period of contemplation on maybe how you get revenge, how you return the favor depending on the situation. Because I feel like there's a lot of anger that comes in with the mental thought. Like the heart space hurts, right? It's an emotional letdown. The swords, to me, in this particular reading for you all, it's anger behind it. There's frustration behind it. It's how can I, Spirit saying, make them feel the way that I do. Be cautious of that energy, Virgo. Because yes, we can be angry. We go through that grief, right, in any situation. But you don't want to have that come back around to you. I mean, I don't blame you. That it's like, what the hell is this about? Why are we doing this? Why was this necessary? You're still human. But you want to be very mindful on how you react to these energies. Because sometimes Spirit is saying it's better left unsaid. It's better left to just leave it where it sits and move on with the situation, because this feathers, these messages, is like there's a message of peace in this on the other side of whatever the situation is for you. Yes, think about it. Yes, address it. Yes, become aware of your thoughts. Know your truth. Speak your truth. But don't do anything callous, because it will come back around. Okay, this year is all about karmic return, so be very mindful of how you handle things, okay? So let's see here. On the other side of this future energy, roots of abundance, a higher view, you're needing to take a different perspective on this yourself. This is a lesson in wisdom for you, because it's been, Spirit is saying that cycles is repetitive, right? So you've done this before. Maybe you've given, what you thought before was free passes to a person. And yes, from this, absolutely. But at the same time here, it's like step outside of yourself and step outside of the emotion. I talked earlier about, when you go to other people for advice. Sometimes we need that different perspective. But I think that the point to the matter with this is that for you to step outside of your emotion, for you to step outside of what it is that you know to be this truth, and go from that point and saying, okay, I'm going to see this from a third party perspective, that I'm not sitting in the eye of the storm. I'm looking at it with a different set of eyes. That if a friend were to come to you, what would be the advice that you would give them? It's like, be your own best friend in this situation. Don't retaliate. Respond. Don't retaliate. There's a difference. And I'm going to tell you too, it's just that, is a response even required? Start planting your seeds elsewhere when it comes to this situation. So let's get you some advice, and we're going to wrap this up. Tough read, Virgo. Tough read. I'm not going to pretend. But it's necessary. Poker face. Taking a chance, risk options, not showing a hand. Soulmate. This could have been a soulmate connection, right? Our soulmates, and I say it all the time. My example is, it could be the lady at the grocery store who pays for your loaf of bread. We come across soulmates of all kind, but human mind says, oh, I want to hang on to this for the rest of my life. It's time to let this go. Yeah, see, wedding rings, union, marriage, soul connection, everlasting love, devotion, the snake, the competition around you, the other woman, look over your shoulder. This is pushing you to make better choices for yourself, Virgo. And it's like learning to discern what commitment to, whether it's a job, a person, a friendship, a partnership, means. Like, just because you walk into something with the purest of intentions, with your high regard held in hand and going, I'm going to do right by this, you also have to understand that not everybody is going to see it the same way. They're going to make their own choices. They're going to do their own thing. They're going to do what they want to do, regardless of what integrity you walk into a situation with. And I do think that Spirit here is asking you to maintain your integrity through this situation. Yeah, passion, death, karmic relationship. Again, healthy choices showing itself. you know, again, that Six of Wands, as I said in the past, was like, you know, this could be good. We can work on these things. There could have just been this passion that you felt, something here that ignited your fire. And it's like, as soon as this came in, it went back out, right? It's like when things start off hot and heavy, they're likely to fizzle out just as fast. And that's what this feels like for me, for you. Karmic relationship, again, I'm going to reiterate to you, how you respond, how you react to this is either going to build karma or zero it out for you. So don't look at it from that perspective. What do you want for yourself? And that's going to be where you know how you need to handle yourself moving forward in this. Okay, it's like your gut knows, but it's very frustrating. It's very argumentative. It's very, it's just very not right. Like, I don't know how else to put it. It's just not right, the behavior in which you've ended up with by the actions of somebody else. But hold your head high and hold it in integrity, because when you do that, you're creating a positive shift for yourself, okay? And then picture, not gonna lie, some of you, if you have pictures, you know, granted we have everything on digital devices now, you could have pictures, memorabilia, maybe something they got you, some clothes, who the hell knows what it is. I feel like some of you are burning those things. Like when we go, oh, death to something, it's like, I'm so angry. You know, it's that kind of energy that comes in with this. I will say to you, I do feel like you're kind of keeping an eye on the situation or the person. And I also feel like for others of you, this person is still watching. There may be a period of 2 to 5 weeks. This person might show up, this job, this whatever it is for you, might kind of do a little quick turnaround and kind of inquire about you or what you're doing or things like that. And that word may get back to you. They're just kind of trying to see if your energy is still invested in this situation once time and distance begins to occur. It's not genuine, I'll tell you that. It's not a genuine offer. It's not a genuine anything, because, you know, it's like, you know, I tell my daughter, you know, kids are kids, right? Adults are different, but, you know, you can only apologize so many times for something until it doesn't work anymore. First time, shit happens, okay. Second time, we can even throw that to a lapse of judgment or something. I don't know. You know, we all have different opinions, I think, on that second time. But after that, when you continue to hear, I'm sorry, but the behavior continues, that's not an apology. Apology is changed behavior. And with this person, this apology that had come in at some point, they didn't change their behavior. They didn't change the way they did things. They continued to do it over and over. That in itself is setting up a karmic cycle for them to either repeat or have to rectify in some way. For you, you don't want to be a part of that. So separate yourself from that energy and move on and move forward, okay? As difficult as it might be. So Virgo, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that this reading helped you and it resonated for you. Take what is yours, leave the rest behind. Personal reads are open and available. That information can be found in the description box below, as well as the about section of the page. I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon.